as the wheels turn. Every Thursday night we pedaling as the wheels turn. Racing through the streets and through the hills as the wheels turn. Every Thursday night we pedaling as the wheels turn. Streaming live we turn on us, so yes.
Now you ready?
Huh?
Now you ready?
Okay. A pleasant good night. Welcome today.
Welcome to the 224th edition of As the Wheels Turn. Like our viewers say, the best thing happening on a Thursday. We are excited to be back in the studio, Andrew Adonis and myself.
From beautiful Barrel Boom. Folks, what a weekend we had. Two beautiful races. The junior cross country was in Nilbaitadi. I mean, it stood up to the excitement that builds up to that race.
Yeah, well, I mean, I pretty much knew what was going to happen, and if you listen to my commentary from last week,
I know.
it was dead on. And,
dead on.
You know, the one thing is, since I've engulfed myself in cycling over the last 8 years, you know, I pay keen attention to what's going on. I do my research, and I ride a lot with these kids. So I'm out there on the roads. So when I'm talking, it's from a first-hand perspective. So I know who's ready and who's not, and how they ride. And I knew for 100% certainty that Ahmad Sherrington was one of the strongest riders in the peloton, and he was able to dictate what happened. And that obviously played out. We'll talk more about that and what their strategy was. And I also knew that G-Flow had the best team out there by far when it came to talent. Couple of reasons. These kids are well exposed. If you notice throughout the year, they've all ridden internationally. Keith, Devin, and Ahmad, right? You have the other kid who is Aldana, that rides with them as well. And the one thing is, which I'll talk about that a little bit more, why that team is so dominant, is that these kids actually like each other and they train.
They're like brothers.
They train together. And I'm going to tell you right now, guys, and I'll talk a little bit more about this. Some of the elite teams that are not performing, I'm on the road, so I know. For example, I raced this morning. After I raced, I rode again for another hour and a half. So I'm seeing out there who's riding and what the strategy is. And in my opinion, there should never be teammates that are on the road at the same time and not riding together. And I see that a lot, actually. So it actually rolls over into the races, and you see the chemistry is not there, right? When you see these kids, the chemistry is there. They know what they're going to do in the races, and they perform. And the teams that are not performing are the teams that do not have that chemistry. How you build chemistry? You spend time together, training camps, and that's why in the pros you see there are a lot of training camps, right? Mandatory training camps. So you have to be together. You have to like each other, and you have to be willing to commit to each other. You cannot ride selfishly. And like I said, going in, I knew exactly what's going to happen. I told you on the show what was going to happen. I told you that Keith Enright was going to win the race, and the reason he's going to win the race is because he had the strongest team. And Ahmad Sherrington is the strongest individual on that team, riding at a very high level, and he actually stamped his authority all over that race. And again, Keith ended up with the win. However, I'm going to talk a little bit more about that and how he also rode a very, very fantastic race as well. So, yeah, we'll get into those details, but that's my take on that.
Yeah. So, folks, welcome to the show. 224 from beautiful Barrel Boom. Of course, I want to shout out the viewers who are tuning in tonight, every Thursday night religiously. Of course, I want to thank Mr. Kevin Logan for the food and our attires. I have lone birthday greetings tonight. I have quite a number of birthday greetings tonight. Let me start before we move on. So, birthday greetings. My neighbor Taisha Estrada celebrate her birthday. My sister-in-law Marilyn Erdones. Johnny Abraham, the son of Vicky and George. Biggs Belize Harris out of Guyana, visiting in Belize. Alan Kill out of Chicago. Aisha Trapp, young lady for Santino's, I think he go by the name Hanifa. Gregor Lovell, the Bullet, celebrates his birthday. Enrique Morales, Stephen Robinson, Shane Block, Jocelyn Chavarria Sr., and I have Dijan Gabat. Those are the birthday greetings I have to send out. You have any D?
Sounds good. No, I'm good.
You're good? Okay.
Yep.
Yep. So let's get straight into the action. So let's start about the Thursday race first this morning, then move on to the result of the junior cross country, and then after we're gonna take a short break, and then we'll bring on some guests. But George, you want to start with the Thursday race this morning?
And Andrew, we have to get through this show pretty quickly because we have giveaways.
Yes, we have giveaways too.
And those we didn't do anything last week, right? So we have to
We're running out
go
of time.
pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Well, we can always want to give me them top 9 and then females.
Yeah, that's it because no junior no elite was in this morning. So this morning was strictly a club race. It was not for the elites nor junior.
Okay, also show us.
Okay. All right, so we can start off with the female first. So one female took part, Kaya Katus, who rode fantastic this morning, who worked as a super domestic for her team. So big up yourself, Kaya Katus. Kaya Katus rides for Running Rebels, and she completed the distance with the guys. And then we move on to the elite. The club. Do you want to take that?
Well, the club riders are riding like elite riders because in a 21.3 mile race, the average speed today was 24.6 miles an hour. And when the elites were here last week, they averaged 25.1. So not far off. No. Not, the elites were at 25.1.
Oh, 25.1.
What I'm saying is not far off.
Right, yeah.
And in the open races previously, it's around the same as well, 24 something. So very close. The speed today, what I'm trying to say, is very close to what the elite or the open race is. So cycling is at a very high level. Obviously, like I said many years ago, when I first started racing the club races, they were 21, 22 miles an hour average. Now you're looking at 24, 25. So that's fantastic. And today, of course, in a very short race, the guys that were pushing the pace was obviously Kent Bob Gabriel from SPD. He rode a phenomenal race and put the pressure on the team that he has a lot of love for, which is Running Rebels. That's Bob's favorite team, actually. If he was riding for SPD, he'd probably be racing with Running Rebels, is what I heard. But yeah, so Bob put a lot of pressure on those guys, and so did Charles Leslie. Charlie is riding fantastic at a very high level. Still a younger guy. I'd love to challenge him to get in some of the elite races, which I'll talk about a little bit more as well. A lot to talk about today. But when the dust settled after 21.3 miles, the winner was Roque Matos from M&M, and Roque there in the middle is coming back from a serious injury. So ring the bell for Roque.
I have to ring the bell.
Nice job, Roque. Roque was able to, you can see he's still not very comfortable. He's definitely fighting quite a bit, and these races are still hard for him, but with the experience that he had, and then the battles that were going on between the two teams, he definitely capitalized on that, and he was able to be at the front and time his sprint to perfection because he is a sprinter first and foremost, so he's able to gauge his distance, and then he jumped out, and it was basically everyone else sprinting for second place after that. So as always, I'll be in the money somewhere somehow. I couldn't tell last time I missed the podium, so very proud of all the hard work that I do. Definitely one of the most consistent riders. Like I said, I'm shamefully bigging up myself, but that's okay. Securing second place, Barney Brown. Third place, riding for Loans to Go. I want to point out something. First, second, and third are all over 50. Imagine that, 50 years old, finishing 36, 37 miles an hour. That was a speed at the end. So Roque about 54. Myself will be 52 in about a month. And Barney Brown is 60. He'll be 61. So very impressive. Fourth place, Charles Leslie. Fifth, Charles Leslie rides for LF and Sons. Fifth place was Sherman Pest Thomas, riding for Running Rebels. I guess he was a designated sprinter today.
Yeah.
And in sixth place, none other than, is that George
Abraham Jr.
Jr. Nice ride by George Abraham Jr. I'm not sure what team he's on. I think on a touch currently. Looking for a team. Might be on loans to go shortly. In eighth, is that, was that sixth? Seventh place is Elephant Sons again, and that's Alex Pratt. In eighth place, none other than Mr. Alvin Papacard, and he rides for Furnish Apartments Limited. And rounding out the top 9 would be Granell. Alexander Kidd Granell, and he's riding on a touch, I believe. So if you guys are wondering why 9 people are up there, not 10, is because the Weekend Warrior has moved to a new format for the Thursday races. Instead of doing A, B, and C, where you had the same winners, winning A, winning B, winning C, what they do is they do 3, 3, 3, and it's at overall top 9. So there you go, guys. Congratulations again to Roque Matis for winning the overall race. Nice job, and great ride by Kent Bob Gabriel and Elephant Sons Charles Leslie. Although they didn't get the win, they actually made the race happen quite a bit. So definitely big up those guys. And that's your Weekend Warrior race report for the week.
Yep. Only one race done. We'll move on to the grand race. This past Sunday, the BL Junior Cross Country had about 30 riders lined up there in Sokots. All along, I think I call Benke and Sokots the same thing. I don't know what Sokots.
It's before you get to Benke.
Yeah, but I said, oh, I'm in the same village, Benke, so I don't know much about the district. But,
okay.
Yeah, so my time, don't know Benke, Sokots. Okay, all right, so Sokots it is.
Sokots Kaya District and Benke Viejo.
Oh, okay, so by the ferry. Yeah, so George, you have the results. So we have
use some Lilo, I think.
Some Lilo.
Just mic, since you have to point up on and off.
How now? Better?
Alright, they can hear, but just
Okay.
extremely
All right, so a bit low, makakabitada. Yes, so this weekend, the BEL 25th edition of the BL Junior Cross Country took to the tarmac. Like I said, it started in Sokot, some 30 riders made their way all the way to Belize City and finished in front of the BL compound there on the Philip Golson Highway. And when the dust settles, I mean, it was a lot of ruction and destruction.
So which one wants that way?
Let's start with the ladies, the young ladies. Okay, so they had the female category and
this will be female juniors.
Female juniors, right. Female juniors. It's all juniors. It's no Ellie. So it's all juniors.
Mm-hmm.
So we have Irene Bakke in first place, riding for Williams Development Cycling Team. Williams Development. In second, Kelsey Castillo. She rides on a touch. Third place, Liane Choto. She rides for Troya Treats. Fourth place, Kiara Miller, newcomer. She rides for Chavaria Cycling. And on the fifth position, Jamila Gladden, riding on a touch. I mean, it was 50 green miles for these young ladies.
She's not with the Manis?
No, she rides on a touch.
Okay, she wasn't with the Mani though.
She was? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, she was, yeah.
She and Chelsea or
Kelsey? Yeah, well, Chelsea's not riding anymore, not saying anymore.
Okay.
I think the only Iman is rider right now, the elite rider, which is what's the name of the young lady again?
Oh, Khadija?
Khadija.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we move on to the. We had some other prizes too, that was given away. We could talk about those. You may put up the list, George. The one with the.
No.
Okay, so we'll just do the results. Yeah. So, but we do have some other prizes. But moving on to the youth category D.
Mm-hmm. The male youth, there is no surprise there in first place. Obviously, riding for G Flow Cycling Team, great performance, and the day's MVP Ahmad Sherrington. In second place, a big second place, none other than Andre Enriquez riding for Rolling Shutters. Patrick Joseph, he rides for Whatever Boys. In fourth place, Aaron Pope. Aaron rides for Misfits Cycling Team. And then in fifth place, Kyron Budrun, and he also rides for Rolling Shutters. Again, big shout out to Ahmad Sherrington for winning that youth cross country race.
And then we move on to the elite. I mean, it's the juniors. These are the juniors now we move on to. They might race so much as I say elite, but they ride like elite. These are juniors that ride like elite. So it was, like I said, a very, very exciting race. So when the dust settles, I mean, 5 riders enter into the last stretch. And when the dust settles, on top of the podium, no other than Keith Enright Jr. riding for G-Flow, who made, I call it, double history, becoming the first father and son to win this junior category. First time in history, a father and son won the junior category. To Keith Enright Jr. Second place, young Jamal Tablada Jr. If he had won two, he would have the same. So the first and second, both fathers were, on top of the podium. So that's awesome. That was amazing.
And they're both juniors.
And they're both juniors, right? Yeah, both juniors. So he rides for Team Griga Cycling. In third place, a very this young man shows that he came to war. He came in solo. He ride like UD, only rider on his team, but he answered the bell. Young Ryan Thompson out of the Cayman Islands. He rides on a Team Phoenix, and he rode fantastic. I think he's a good time trialist because he knows. I see he left brakes out there and he put it back. So young Ryan, definitely, the man said he'll be back, and he'll be back. And he'll try to bring maybe a teammate or so, which in the population is very small in Cayman, but it seems that he's all hype up. He enjoyed Belize and say he definitely want to be back. In fourth place, Devin Major, also rides for G Flow. And on the fifth position, Ahmad Sherrington. So Ahmad double dip, Ahmad rides for G Flow. So that's the top riders in the 25th running of the BL Junior Cross Country.
So is Ryan first year junior?
That time was.
So he's 16?
Yeah, I think he's 16, so yeah, correct.
So he'll be able to ride next year then?
He'll be able to ride next year. So Ryan will be back, yeah.
So again, nice job by G-Flow Cycling Team for orchestrating the victory. However, I want to point out something, Andrew, and it shows that team is not a selfish team. So although Keith won that race, and I was rooting for him, a lot of people were probably rooting for him, the way it was set up, it wasn't for him to win actually, because Devin was their designated sprinter, and Devin was on the back of that train, which would be ideal. You have a lead out man, which is Ahmad, who sacrificed everything since he had already won the youth. He sacrificed everything and he led out who the sprinter was supposed to be, which is Devin, because I was listening to Keith's interview and that's the way it was set up, right? And I saw that, and I think Devin went a little too early. He could have maybe had a little bit more patience, and then he could have won the race. But when I always say, destiny, you can't cheat destiny. When something is supposed to happen, it's supposed to be yours, it happens, right? So although let's say the race was set up for Devin to win, Devin went a little early.
Well, not already, I don't want to cut across, but Devin said he raced numerous races on that course. But remember, there's a line just opposite the gas station by M&M's, and so his memory said, "Oh, the line is there." He said, "He told us that it's a bit farther," and he jumped within that, and he fell short right there.
See, the thing is, from a racer perspective, I wasn't out there, but I knew exactly what happened. I knew something was off, and when I watched the sprint, I said, "That's too early." And the reason why there's two lines, of course, that's the weekend warrior line, and that's the line that we typically use right in front of M&M. And then the BL line is further by BL, probably by the entrance, right? So when I was watching it, if the line was where Devin sprint to, he would have won it because that's his distance. But I said, yeah, he jumped too early, and then he simply ran out of legs. And Keith noticed that, and Keith was in a great position. He was sitting third wheel, and he was in a great position because you had Ahmad leading it out, then you had Jamal, then you had Keith, then you had the Ryan, the Cayman, the guy from Cayman, and then you had Devin, right? So obviously they thought perhaps maybe Ryan was fast for some reason, and that's why Devin was sitting behind him, which I think he had a great opportunity to win the race. But like I said, when history is to be made and things are destined to happen and you do things the right way, it happens, right? So a lot of people try to get things and accomplish things that they really haven't worked for, and it becomes very difficult and frustrating because they haven't earned it, right? So in this life, you will definitely get rewarded, and you'll get what you deserve as long as you work hard for it and you do it the right way. And that's exactly what happened out there with Keith Enright Jr. He actually won that cross country. No one gave him anything, although his team supported him. He had to make that decision at the end and actually fight for it. The other thing I saw, which I want to point out as well. So again, because he was not designated to be the winner, he was just strong that day as well. Guys were attacking. A couple of times Jamal attacked, and Keith was covering those attacks. He covered those attacks, so he couldn't have been expected to win the race if he was covering all the attacks, while Devin was just sitting at the back, which he was supposed to do because they had him as the sprinter, right? So again, it just a fantastic ride by Keith, and he deserved it. I was listening to some comments, and a lot of those comments, like, people really don't understand cycling that watch the races, and they should refrain from commenting a lot of times because they don't understand the sport, and they need to just appreciate the athletes for what they are and stop trying to be experts, and they really are not. Like I said, I mean, I can confidently speak about cycling because I've ridden with people, these guys that I race with. I know what's going on. I watch a lot of international races. I do my research, so I know what's happening. Like, for example, I didn't know that Devin said that line, but I knew exactly something happened that was off, right?
Yeah, well, in the interview, when I interviewed him, if you go watch the interview, he said that, and he told me personally that, he said, for some reason, he's thinking that that's the line, and sprinters know their distance, and he jumped, and he fell short. So,
a lot of people are saying that Ahmad was in front and he waited and he grabbed brakes, and at the that's not what happened. He rode the race based on the strategy of the team, and he was supposed to be out there and put pressure on the other guys, and the other guys chased, and they caught him, and when they caught him, he committed to the front of the race for his teammates. And if you notice at the end, he had nothing left, because if he had anything left, I know how strong Ahmad is. If he was fresh, he could have blown those guys off and came in solo. So he did exactly what he was supposed to do, and the team won. And again, like I said, people just need to just watch these races and stop saying different things that really cause controversy more than anything else, and understand the dynamics of racing strategies. And it showed that you had 3 young men that actually train together almost every day. They are hanging out together at the bike shop. When I go to the bike shop, I see them. See, a lot of viewers don't see these things. I see them together, joking, laughing, playing around. They go to school together. Devin and Ahmad are from SJC. I think Keith is Edward E.P.
Yep.
But they're always hanging out, and so the chemistry is there. The chemistry is there, and they know exactly what they're doing. And I guarantee you, if Devin had won that race, Keith would have been as happy for Devin as Devin is happy for Keith and Ahmad. So big up to those young men, and I think we're also going to announce great things that they're doing here later on as well. So great, fantastic ride. By far, they were the strongest team in the race. Even with the foreign competition, they did tremendous. So kudos to them, to their coaches, and everyone else who had a part in that.
Yeah. I think George, and you have the rest of pictures, George. Up, so
do you know what each one of the prizes.
You know something? It was on the cycling Facebook page, but I didn't get all that information. But let me see if I could find it quick, and then
Yeah, I could send it.
You
I
could-
got the post up right now.
you got the post up.
Well, that's the one. I gotta read it, Phil, but I now got.
Okay, so I have it here.
You have it?
Yeah.
Bring up the picture then. Let's read it.
Yeah.
Flip through the pictures. Just.
All right. So the young lady, she named Genesis Andrews. She won endurance rider female. So that picture up there, Genesis Andrews, and she ride for Chevrolet Cycling, and she get endurance rider. Like I say one on there. This one I say 10 Chivian River Memorial Prize, Kira Miller, Chevrolet Cycling, and okay, yeah, she got the prize there.
Yeah, that Chief Memorial for the female.
Yeah, this is the female. All right, the one with Aaron Pope.
So,
Then I two I saw Ariel Rosado Foundation. This is Ariel Rosado Foundation. Youngest riders, female Kira Miller, Chevrolet Cycling, and male Aaron Pope, Team Misfits. And with them.
This is that Chief Memorial again.
All right, so Tenchi Van River Memorial Prize, Ahmad Charrington G Flow. I guess seeing it for, I'm not sure what the prize about. And that one is a young man, can see what he say. Okay, endurance rider male, Tristan McCoy, Chevrolet Cycling. Yeah, it's it right there. Yep. Yep. So so that's it for the junior cross country. We have some guests in the studios, definitely. But was a wonderful race. This weekend coming up, maybe. Just before I move on to that, we want to acknowledge Dangalang Turton, who passed away. I think it was yesterday or the day before. 12 years since Ernest Dangalang Turton left us. If anybody knows Dangalang, he used to ride for Team Santino's, both in the elite and then the club riding. So he's still missed, and he shared a lot of fun. I could remember a lot of fun moments at the shop. He was like a comedian. Yep. So to his family, can't rest in peace, but his memory lives on. Yeah. We want to talk about the upcoming weekend World Cross Country quick, and just run through it, and then take a break, and then bring another guest. All right.
So some people are commenting to see if people understand cycling again. 3 hours 48 seconds. Very very close, very attainable close. Look at the cross country, the elite cross country. They had a lead of 4 minutes 52 seconds, and that was brought down. So the race is when one person is out there against the headwind, and you have 4 chasing or a couple chasing one, the possibility of bringing that back is great, as long as they work together. So that's
well, the question will be, the riders will have to, they're being studios, so they don't have to explain what, they have to explain what transpired, because some people are saying, yes, that they don't believe that the guys can get Ahmad, that Ahmad was called off, so,
We know what happened. We know what happened. What happened? Keith won the race. Like I said, why do we like to cross
yeah.
Why do we always have to have a? They're all teammates.
Yeah, they're teammates.
Ahmad won the youth, and Keith won the junior cross country.
Yeah.
And you know what? If I'm on a team and I've got history, if there's history to be made, all right? If there's history to be made, what's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. I have nothing. You're a team, right? The idea of the team is to win, right? So Ahmad won and Keith won. They had 2 winners there. What is there to be upset about? Would they rather Ahmad win and then Jamal won? Would that make people happier? I mean, I don't understand. You have two champions on the same team. And if you guys listen to me clearly, the entire G Flow youth junior team is one of my favorite teams, and the reason why is because they do things the right way, and they're very humble, and they're very hardworking kids. I am on the road a lot, and by far these are the kids that I see on the road. They ride their bike more than any other, and that's what's showing out there. So and like I said on the show, if Ahmad had that opportunity to actually work to make history happen, I commend him for doing that actually. I mean, I think that's a great thing. That shouldn't be looked upon as something bad. I don't know why people are looking at that as something bad when they're on the same team. If there was collusion, and let's say Ahmad was helping Jamal, then that's a different story. But even if he did that, he was helping his teammate. What is your thoughts on it, Andrew?
Well, I might ask the question, can Ahmad at age 14 win the cross country? And people will say, no, he is a youth union and win the youth prize. So, if he not able to be the crown as a cross country champion, well, then it was a great decision. But if it was otherwise, then I would have rather my heart out, because we all knew that D-Flow was the strongest team, and all these kids have potential of winning. I just, through the grapevines, I just understand that, Ahmad did say, I interviewed him on a Thursday morning, and I interviewed him when we did the Little Shop interview, and he did say that he will work for his teammate because he have chances to win in previous years, right? So
he's 14 years old.
14 years old. So I'm just saying I'm just a messenger, and just repeating what Ahmad had said. So does it seem as a result that Ahmad did exactly what he said he would have done, no?
Question to you. Do you see anything wrong with what, even if he had waited, let's say he waited, let's say hypothetically he waited, we don't know that. Let's say he waited and eased off a little bit and he allowed his teammates back. Is there anything wrong with that?
No, that's a whole teamwork. Yep.
So why is there always something, and that's what's wrong with cycling, there's always something happening, there's always an issue. Whenever after a race there's always an issue. It's like, look, it's a team. Parents and family members and fans, they have to learn to allow the team structure to happen. Although, and I can speak from that because I have experience. My son played college football at a very high level. He played from he was 5 years old all the way till he was 20 whatever, until he graduated from college. High level Division II football. So I know how this works. And one of the hardest things is to separate as a parent from the coaches and let them do their thing. You know what I used to do? I used to coach after the game at home, and I used to coach him how to be the best team player possible, how to prepare himself that he cannot be denied. Preparing yourself so you cannot be denied. And that's what Keith did. Prepared himself so he cannot be denied. Ahmad prepared himself so he cannot be denied as well. And because he's so talented and he's so prepared, you know what? He's in a unique position that he's able to ride in support of others, and that's the biggest thing. To be selfless, that you actually give to others when you know you have the ability to take away. That's something that our culture needs to practice a little bit more. So
Ahmad said that David said Ahmad could have doubled it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, so he could have doubled it, but again, people are speculating that he waited. Did he wait?
I dropped to the back. I was surprised that the gap closed that quick at that time, because I was watching his pace, I was watching the guy's pace, and they were almost even. And when the gap opened up, when I said the gap opened up, I said, man, if you could remember my comments, I said, I can go out on a limb, and I said that Ahmad Charrington will be the 2026 cross-country champion. That's what I said. This is somewhere around mile 20 when I saw the huge gap, and I said there's no way this guy will be.
Quite honestly and frankly, you did say that Calderon would have won you did say that as well, didn't you?
Well, I said the size of the gap, right?
Yeah. The winner will come from the front.
Yeah, yes.
If I remember correctly, I was in the studio. Did you not say that?
Yes, and
did he get caught?
He got caught.
All right.
Yeah, when I saw Gilberto got dropped, I said, okay, well, he won't survive on his own. But looking at Ahmad penning style, I said, boy, this could be dangerous. Ahmad could extend the gap. And when I saw the gap start to increase, I said, well, look like Ahmad could go all the way. But like I said, if the team had some, and they will be on this, so they could say,
Nigel will ask that. Like I said, it's fine to have favorite riders, but I would encourage you guys to actually let the team strategy play out.
Yeah.
And again, you can be very proud of Ahmad for the race that he rode, and you could be even prouder the fact that if he soft pedaled, that's even more commendable. You know, that's even more commendable as a young man with that much maturity to say, you know what, I'll actually wait for my teammate because we have the opportunity and ability to make history. So if you loved Ahmad before this race, Nigel, you should love him 10 times more for the fantastic human being he is. Again, we don't know if he waited, but I'll ask him the question. I'll ask him the question for you.
Was that comment?
What's the comment?
He said, but the young man clearly acknowledged in the interview that he could have continued running on his own. He had to choose.
Okay.
So do you know something? They will say their part.
Yeah. But again, team strategy and the team is to have two winners. Right? If Ahmad wasn't there, obviously you see Jamal is a very you had Jamal and Ryan who could have won that race. Right? Or who could have been the junior cross country champion. So you know, I am speaking from experience here, I'm just not talking.
Yeah.
I am speaking from experience being the father of a very involved father of an athlete. So I know these things work out, and I've had situations where, you know, my son was always a dominant player, and I used to encourage him, hey, you know, for this game, it's not that important. This is not an important game for him. I would say, hey, let's get the other guys more involved, you know. Things like that I would encourage him to do. So,
well, I said quick, sorry for the bucking, right? But I think the contention here, you don't wrong be that. You should follow strategy, or should follow the teams. And I think people have a thing with that. The thing is they believe that Ahmad could take it all the way, and the way you just say it sounds like you just said it couldn't take it all the way.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. For me, that's...
The first thing you did say, you said he had the strongest one for the team.
Yeah.
You make that comment. So you clearly cleared out airwaves there to me.
Correct.
So yeah, that was the way they said, the way just to say it, the way you had to do for the team.
What I said from day one, right? I said Ahmad could dictate what happened, and he did. Then I said that last week. Ahmad will dictate what happened in this race, and he did that. But that's because remember now, he's always been on G flow, and these other guys are responsible for him being as strong as he is, right? We have to remember the team concept, right? Iron sharpen iron and all that stuff, right? And motivation, and these kids are motivating each other. So I guarantee you that Devin and Keith are responsible for Ahmad being the rider he is. So is Ahmad for these other guys. And that's what great teams and team players do. They strengthen each other, they're there for each other. And when the time comes, they make it happen. And that's what happened, that's what you saw. So, But like I said, to me it's a moot point whether or not he waited or not. That's mute. Because if he did, great, that's a team strategy. And who's to argue with that, right? So, you know, big up.
The game plan work.
Absolutely. Big up to Ahmad, big up to Keith, Devin, and also Aldana. What's Aldana's first name?
Who?
The other.
Oh, Jashan,
Aldana.
and then I have an next teammate too, Malachi Maivit. So there's
Okay, okay.
How much do you film it?
Five.
Five. Actually, early in the race, Jashan and Aldana, Jordan Aldana and Malachi Maivit did.
Again, I love all you guys. I love to see you involved in these races. But I would encourage, again, coming from experience, I would encourage, you know, parents, family members, supporters, people who are passionate. Let the team play out, let the coaches do their job, let the riders do their job, and your job is to support your individual 110% when it comes to making them sure they're prepared, motivation, keeping them positive first and foremost. And remember, let's not lose anything here. Being the best human being that they can be is the most, winning races. You know what, who was the, I'll give you guys a trivia right now. For $100, name the 2010 junior cross country champion.
You know.
Exactly. No one will remember that unless they go back. But you know what? You will remember if that kid was a great kid, if that kid was respectful, if that kid had all the great work ethic and everything else. And I'll go on a limb and say this as well. These kids from G-Flow will be future leaders of this country in 20 years. Mark my word. Because of the individuals they are. Great kids.
My bone, I've done white already. Anyway,
Moving on.
Yeah, so let me just touch quick on the weekend warriors, and then we'll take a break and we'll bring in our guests in studios. Coming up this weekend, the weekend warriors cross country takes to the George Price Highway. Starts in Lomolus Boulevard. Starts at 8:30 a.m. Head towards Belize City. Go to Chetamal Street, or what I call the Car Boulevard, over the Chetamal Bridge, onto the Philip Bolson Highway, and finish in front of San Cas Plaza. The prizes are there. First place in the A category, $1,000 and a trophy. Second, $500 and a trophy. Third place, $300 and a trophy. Fourth place, $200 and medal. Fifth place, $100 and medal. $6 to 10, 50 plus medal. In the B category, $500 and trophy. Second, $250 trophy. Third, $200 trophy. Fourth, $150 trophy. And fifth, $100 and a medal. And in the C category, $400 trophy, $200 trophy. Third, $150 trophy. Fourth, $100 and medal. And fifth, $75 and medal. Various station prices will be there. So $100 station price, $200 station price. I know we have a bike rack. But we'll get all those details and share with you guys. Some 83 riders signed up. I think about 56A, 14B, and I think 13C, somewhere around there. I don't have all the details. Mr. Tragab supposed to be in studios, but he was unable to hear a meeting. So coming up this weekend, works and destruction and the tarmac.
Absolutely. So let's talk about this a little here. So we have about the same amount of riders in the weekend warrior cross country that's in the masters cross country. Now some people may look at that as a good thing. I don't look at it as a good thing. That is not a good thing. Having that many riders in the weekend warrior cross country, there are a lot of riders in this group who are young riders that did not participate in the big cross country, the elite cross country. More than capable of doing so. I think the Weekend Warrior Cycling Club is growing tremendously, and definitely kudos to them for what they're doing with the Masters. They have moved to a complete age category now. So if you are under 40 years old, you are, if you're under 50 years old, you're A category. So 49 and under. 50 and over is B, 60 and over is C. However, I think from that 50 and under, there's too much gap there. There's the age group is too big, right? And you see, you have about 35 of that 83. Almost half the riders are in the A category, and I think about half of those riders in that A category should be elite riders. They should be encouraged to be elite riders. You know how we do that? First and foremost, I think that allowing the young riders to ride Weekend Warrior Cycling Club is doing them a disservice. 21 years old, 21 to 34 should not be a Weekend Warrior. 35 is a good age limit to start at. The reason why is because their prize is still there for these young riders. There should be incentives for them at the elite level. Why would you bring riders in that young of an age? The age gap is too significant to be riding a 21-year-old, a 25-year-old, a 27-year-old, a 30-year-old to be riding with a 40, 45-year-old, a 50-year-old. I mean, the age gap is too significant. Now, what you want to do is, obviously, for the guys who are not as talented, or let's say not have enough time and will take them longer to develop, Andrew, what you would want to do is you would want to open these Thursday races or you should have, perhaps if the Weekend Warrior Cycling Club really wants to help with that, or CFP, they can have Saturday races that are geared towards more of the novice riders to bring them up to par so they can actually compete at the elite level. And also there should be some categorization at the elite level, maybe let's say 4 or 5 prizes, novice prizes, some type of prizes that these riders can be competing for, the 21-year-olds and the 25s and the 30-year-olds, right? Give them some incentives, because I think right now the peloton is too big. The Weekend Warrior peloton for cross country at 83, with a lot of young riders. A couple of things: it becomes too big, it becomes unsafe with all these younger novice guys. Instead of giving them more of an opportunity to develop into better riders, I think that's kind of what's missing here. And if no one says it, I have to say it, right? It might not be a popular thing, but I'm saying it. I don't know if you would say it, Andrew, if you would agree with me, but that's kind of what I'm seeing.
Well, the feedback I get that, a lot of the riders have no interest in riding elite races. They say it's too demanding. So, I always tell them, well,
Yeah, that's I understand that, but they don't have to come ride with old people.
Well,
they could be riding with another group, like I said, where the races are not going to be as hard, and it's going to give them an opportunity to win prizes as well, right? Because they're going to be riding in a novice class. I mean, like I said, probably half of that 40 riders, that's 20. Let's say the Federation would have races just for novice. 20 riders, 30 miles, start them off there. There's something that can be done, but to say, hey, I don't have no interest, I'm young, I have no interest in riding elite races, I don't want to train that much, but I still want to win something. I think we're just giving them an easy way out. That's my take on it. But again, it is what it is. But I say, if I don't say it, I would feel like I'm slighting something by not saying it. So I got.
Well, I hope the chairman will listen and boot them out. So chairman.
I don't know. No, let's not boot them out. No. Let's create a space.
Well, out of Weekend Warriors.
No, they don't have to be booted out of Weekend Warriors. Let's create a space for them. So if the Weekend Warrior Cycling Club wants to help, I'm not saying to get rid of them now. I'm saying to create an avenue for them to race where they can still develop. I think putting them with the older guys, they're not going to be developing, right? They're not going to be developing because at the end of the day, the older guys are still beating them, and they're not developing. They're not being challenged. You want to put them around their peers and create races for them where they're being challenged, so they get better and then eventually step up.
Yeah. So folks, Sunday, so we have when you're enjoying, I take a break, and when you come back, we have guests in the house.
As the Wheel Turn has been brought to you by Southern Queen Products, healthy hair, radiant skin, royal confidence, sensible guests, and 3.14 pi.
Hear me now. This is a Soul Fire production. Soul Fire production. As the wheels turn, every Thursday night at 6:30. As the wheels turn, racing through the streets and through the hills. As the wheels turn, every Thursday night we pedaling. As the wheels turn, streaming live with her donor. So yes, I sit and watch as the wheel turns. My bike is where I get my thrill. Up and down, riding through the hills. I have no fear as I climb and change my gear. Through the valley so steep, now we on the street. Yeah. As the wheels turn, every Thursday night at 6:30. As the wheels turn, racing through the streets and through the hills. As the wheels turn, every Thursday
welcome back, man, with a laugh after the, you know, the room full of excitement. Folks are back. Do you want to introduce the man?
Yes, welcome back to the 224th edition of As the Wheels Turn. To my left here is Charles Leslie Jr., the up-and-coming superstar at the club level, riding very, very strong recently. We'll talk about that and kind of what his plans are for the future. And a big round of applause for...
Ring the bell, ring the bell, ring the bell, ring the bell.
The bell between you. The 2026 Junior Cross Country Champion, the 25th edition BL Junior Cross Country Champion, Keith Enright Jr. from G Flow Cycling Team. Welcome.
Welcome, guys. Well,
Good night again.
you know, we may anticipate this moment. We spoke about this moment, you know, from you coming up, before even you really start a race, from you were a young kid and you start to ride, you say, I want to be like my dad, I want to win the junior cross country. And now it's a reality. I mean, you know, you have set a new bar when it comes to cycling, because I don't think the only other person upcoming that Aaron Pope, because the other person was Jamal, but he moved on also. You know, he lost that party. He not able to be in junior cross country, but you made it, and I want to say big congratulations, your dad and yourself. So awesome job. Congratulations. You know, so much people were in tune. The tarmac was light up. I mean, I had a whole heap of fun. Like a little people, I have the $1 million seat. I have a front row seat to experience such an amazing thing. But congratulations. The fans there.
Sorry, thanks.
So Keith, how was the race first and foremost, and what was your thought going into the race?
My thought going in this race, I don't know, like, I never know if I'm a winner or not. Well, I was not like, I'm really want to win this race, but I'm kind of, I was second thoughts in the race when that my breakaway like caught, but, and then like coming on to the sprint, I'm like, you know, my head that like, yeah, the race done. But I don't really see myself as a sprinter. But what I did, I mean, a real hard day. I feel like I ride hard the whole day till one time I get caught. That's it.
Yeah, and tell us what it takes to prepare for a race like this. You guys rode what, 70 miles, 72 miles?
77.
77 miles. As a junior cyclist, and again, that's a very, very hard race. What the race average?
20 miles an hour.
Okay, and that's through the headwind as well. But tell us, because a lot of people might not know the amount of dedication it takes, and obviously you're a student athlete, right? You still have to go to school, do homework, and get your rest and recovery. So tell us about your training leading up to cross country. Obviously, we know that you've raced at the Pan Am Games, you've raced at the Caribbean Championships as well, and you've raced international in some of the states in the U.S. But tell us about your preparation here in Belize, what it takes to be a cross country champion.
Well, my preparation for the race, pretty much the same thing as my other teammates. We do all our rides together, like a lot of like big hours, a lot of like hard intervals, the longer intervals. We done that. Just like just the training, just like the nutrition. I had to make sure we eat good, get all our hours of sleep. You know, we just really try. We like, you know, want to stay up later and anything. You just want to stay locked in for the season. You know, and we want a lot of racing. We happen. You know, like me and Mario, we try to target some of the elite races. Cause we know like junior, it not really be as hard. And if you can handle the elite, obviously you can handle the junior. So me and Mario try to target that. You know, for try to get we in a better shape for the junior cross country.
Which you guys did, and it shows like again that the G Flow team. Yourself, Ahmad, and Devin, you guys do a lot of elite races actually.
Yes,
these are the kids that are coming out to the open races even more than the other elite guys who have the time as well and are riding. But again, and that's why, you know, I kind of get a little emotional when I see, you know, people questioning strategy and different things like that when they've all put in a lot of work. So whichever one wins or whatever, they deserve that because they've worked very hard for it, right? So congratulations, and it takes a lot of dedication, a lot of energy, a lot of focus, a lot of sacrifices
Yes, sir.
to be a champion. So,
Sure it does.
for myself, I understand what it takes. So congratulations again.
Sir,
Nice job. Well done. Andrew?
Yeah. Keith, you broke away early yourself and midfield rider young Stefan Pelayo, and you guys started extending your lead. It was somewhere in the 20 seconds, and then you move up and then got to a minute and change. The Guatemalan, when I saw you guys, I said, man, you two young men are pedaling and you are opening the gap, and I said, G-Flow riders won't intervene in the chase group, neither is members of the midfield rider. So when you guys had to expand, I said, well, Keith really want to win today. But the Guatemalan rider, his name is, I can't remember my name right now.
Snyder.
Snyder, right, Snyder. Yes, he single-handed took on that chase, because if you go back and watch the race, say he was on the front and he was hammering away. I saw you take a look back, and when you see the gap was closing, you must say, something. I better sit up and wait and try to give a go at it again. My question to you, when they cut back, what was going through your mind? Did you have a discussion with the team if you guys had made any decision? Because like we mentioned, it was five G-Flow riders, including yourself, Ahmad, Devin, Jashan, and Malachi Maivit. And all of you guys are very strong riders, because like I mentioned, coming in all into the 30s, all five of you guys were still there. And then eventually when the break got away, then the 3G flow. At any moment, did you guys, made the decision and said, we'll work for so and so today?
Went to the race, and even during the race, we never really had a plan for the race, because we both know I'm gonna win for my personal reasons.
Right.
And Devin gonna win for his personal reasons, because I'm both at our last year.
Mm-hmm.
So when I get caught, but I never really made it trip too much, because we still have 40 miles if that at least 2 hours or something. A lot go up in your time.
Mm-hmm.
We never really planned. I just on when I get catch spot, I just check for the guys, make sure everybody feel good, and we start planning our own thing. That's still a big group. So we just want to get some separation for carry a smaller group into the end, and Ahmad end up to get what plan his own. Sure.
So that answers my question. Do you have any more question for me? Say something?
No, I think, again, more than a question, I just want to congratulate him. I know, like I said, the amount of hard work that he's been doing, and I also want to commend him. I've said it on the show, I don't know if he tuned in before, but I want to commend Keith on being just a great individual. Very humble, very hardworking, and he's very hungry. He stays hungry. If you watch him race, he's very competitive, he wants to win, and he's very hungry, but he's doing it the right way. And I want to say, continue doing that. Continue showing the love that you've always shown to your teammates. Every time you interview him, he's talking about his teammates, and like he said, down at the core of it, he wanted to win for his own reasons, right? Obviously, making history. But I guarantee you, after he assessed everything, and if Devin had won that sprint, he'd be happy with it and I know that this is not him just saying that, because I know these kids very well. I've spent time with them, and I've interviewed all of them together before, so that is the honest truth. And if Devin is here and Ahmad, we'll get a chance to talk to them as well. So like I said, more than anything else, I just want to congratulate you, and that's why I wanted you to kind of tell the public the sacrifice and the commitment that it takes to be a champion, right? I don't know if you want to talk about that a little bit more, because I don't think a lot of fans don't understand. Like they see us on race day, and they really want us to like win. Like the people that are your fans, they want you to win every race. Although you've sacrificed so much, let them know that even the amount of sacrifice that you do, the amount of hard work, it doesn't guarantee that you'll win. And sometimes the team strategy dictates that you're not the winner today, right? So talk a little bit about that, like team strategies and how you guys.
I mean, yeah, this is something I realized since I started winning races, people, the fans, the friends, the school, the family. I want to, alright, you just win, so how you lose today? But they don't see the my teammate win. They see as Keith lose, but our team's work.
Let's ring the bell for that. Because I think people need to understand that a little bit more. Yeah.
So the way how I always put it to people, like, all right, cycling our team. So if one man win all the time, you not want to continue that because you know the winning race. So I believe that everything should get shared up throughout the season, so everybody could have their own chance for win a race. You know, because I don't feel like anybody I want just ride for one person over and over because our team sport. Yes, they just
Yeah, absolutely. And it shows the maturity, like I said, of these young men because when they interviewed you, you said you guys were committed. Like you said, it was down to a sprint. 5 men coming down to a sprint, and you know that you're not a sprinter, you're not the fastest, right? But after 77 miles or whatever, things can change depending on how people feel and how much work other people do, right? So a guy that started the race faster than you can be faster than him at the end based on the kind of how you were recovering during the race, how you were taking in nutrition, things of that nature. And I think that's kind of what happened. But you would have been comfortable, and I saw this, right? And I know that you weren't dodging or you weren't protecting your own, let's say your own need to win that race or your own want to win that race. You weren't protecting that because when Jamal attacked, if that was the case, you would have let someone else cover.
Yeah,
but you immediately.
Yeah, cause like going like for the 5 miles, if like I'm gonna try something like then like I just never had it for go, so like heart done broken. So man, right, he don't have other yards to win, so we look on Devin for try at least win this race now, cause I done out of the picture. So I never breed them to try hesitate for following anything, cause you also have to watch for the bigger picture. My teammate could win this race.
100%.
Yeah, so I never mind the sacrifice some legs for chase some moves.
And then you guys were smart enough to understand that Jamal is a good rider. He's coming from a great Pan American championship as well. He rode very well there. So you know that he could potentially win the race as well. And then you guys don't know much about Ryan, but you know he's a strong rider, right? He's actually Cayman's ITT and rode on the junior side, I believe. So he's solid. He was at the Pan Am Games as well, junior. So he's solid, and I think he was second at the Caribbean Championships.
Yes, that's right.
So he has the ability to win. So these guys knew that, and guess where they put him? Devin was on his wheel. So they had it set up perfectly. And see, that's the thing, like you said, a lot of people will say, like you didn't win the race. How come you didn't win the race? Why did you lose? But they didn't see you covering the moves to make your teammate win, right? So that's it's a good thing you explained that. But great. Like I said, I don't have too many questions for you. I just want to come in. You had a great job that you did.
So this is your last junior cross country, right?
Yes, sir.
So now the big leagues, right? So how do you feel about that?
Well, I don't really feel too nervous as people would think. I feel like I'd ride elite races for a while, so I feel like I just can't wait for it to reach it. I feel like I get tired of doing race.
Yeah.
But the statement I want to make, and I want fans to understand this, cyclists in a whole, all cyclists, regardless if they're at top, they're at bottom, they make great sacrifices. Keith mom said that Keith carnival happen and Keith the home, the rest. They have party, Keith don't go to party, Keith will go ride the bike next day. So there's some sacrifice that riders make that the fans don't really understand, and fans are too indulged with personal winning. So like you did mention, team is important, and I believe that in the future the team owners, the managers of the team have to invite family members to those meetings and say, listen family, this is not a one-man show. This is not Chemical D and Jeffrey Uber and them, and that's a different era. The team strategy win race, right? Yeah. And so they have to learn the chemistry that today my son not going out for a win, my son going as a domestic. Because people get personal because they, like Keith said, they expect him to win all races, and all riders expect, all family members also believe that, if my son go there, I saw somebody made a comment and I was surprised that person made a comment that said, once you line up in a race, you'll line up for win. No, in today's thing, you have, and the thing is, they watch professional racing, they watch the Tour de France, they watch the Giro d'Italia, they watch a race over and over, and they say, who beat that man? You go say, okay, so and so beat that man. That man is right, all right?
Once you line up in a race, your commitment is for the team to win.
The team to win. The commitment, that's it.
Yes, and whoever is on that team at that day that was designated, you'd have A guy and a B.
Right.
And that's pretty much the way it goes, A and B. After that, everything else, I mean, if it's just a bad day, it's just a bad thing, you try to salvage, whatever. But usually it's an A, something happened to the A, whether it's a crash or an accident or a mechanical, then you go to your B rider, right? But that's how it's supposed to be, and the great teams execute that. You know, one of the teams that do that very well is a team that very familiar to us, Legion of Los Angeles.
Yeah.
You know, they showed it in the cross country where two of their senior riders sacrificed for Javin Gonzalez, so he could be in that position that he was, coming for the win. So again, I think you know, it's our job too, you know, as analysts, to actually educate the fans, because a lot of them see the lives and they try to, you know, comment or whatever they need to do, but just remember, you know, support your riders. I mean, wish well for them, but first and foremost, understand what the team strategy is and support their team first and foremost, and all the individuals within the team. And then the best person on that day, whoever team decided to get the victory, that's who you root for and you cheer for, right? So.
I got here for Charles. Charles, welcome to
Well,
Studios.
first time being here. Good night, everybody. Honestly, I remember first time riding with Keith. We both started at the same time with Mr. Guns. We used to get left at the back many times. He knows that, and still put me in the end for it. But first and foremost, I actually saw him from where he was and where he is now, and I want to tell him a big congratulations. You know, end of the day, it's like what you say, it's a lot of sacrifice, a lot of dedication. Even with us being older in the sport, we have to go to sleep. You know, we sacrifice a lot of family time, and you know, a lot of people say, why you couldn't do this and you could have done it better and stuff like that. But at the moment and time, you know, your mind's telling you something, you're suffering, you're under so much pressure. So end of the day, you really want to do good, and sometimes you just don't have it. And he had it, you know, he had it in the end, and congratulations, you know. I want to say, you know, like for the team, Elephant Sons also, we tend to like give back to the cycling community, you know. Every year we would have our own Elephant Sons Cycling Classic, which would be like a crit-like structured race. Hopefully this coming year we're trying to do a road race, and with all said and done, we try to put all categories in that race. Would be juniors, elites, club, females, you know, and basically we our sponsorship keeps on pushing for us, you know. Tonight we came to congratulate Keith with this tremendous donation from the team Elephant Sons. Right? Straight up, bro.
Elephant Sons
and Precision Auto Body Works. That's one of our main sponsors for the team. Mr. Roy Enriquez has been giving so much to the cycling community and has a passion for cycling, you know, and for the same reason, like he told me earlier, he's like, Charles, I just love to see how these juniors are pushing, and they're the future of cycling, you know. I don't know, you have to go closer.
See, that's $1,000.
Yeah.
$1,000.
You can share it on the screen if you like.
It's on the screen?
Oh, you didn't download it? Okay.
I downloaded it, but I never created a scene, but after that, no.
All right. Anyways, hey, congratulations again to Elephant Sons and Precision Auto.
Auto Works.
Elephant Sons is the owner of that is Travis
Flores, and Roy Enriquez is actually like they work hand in hand together, because you know Travis brings the vehicles, and then Mr. Roy, he helps fix them up, you know. End of the day, you know, we want to go back and try to support these same fellows, because end of the day they come back and give us, you know, because cycling is expensive. You know, we can't do it on our own, you know. End of the day, we try our best to accommodate each and every person, you know, trying to, how you could say, like, trying to move forward, you know, like get ahead in cycling, and it's not cheap. All kind of gears, everything is just expensive. You change a tire, it's money. You know, everything adds up. And end of the day, you know, especially with Keith, he goes to school, and you know, it would help him with his education also, and further his education, you know. But I want to big up Mr. Roy Enriquez also, you know. His shop is located at 30.5 Philip Golson Highway. He's one of the best and most reasonable persons you could have to fix your vehicle, you know. He could actually fix your bike. He paints, and he that's his passion. He loves to paint.
So look at you on the show to present the certificate, so I send a check to my invoice to for the commercial, right? Whatever, continue.
Yes, but you know, I just want to say thanks again to him and thanks to the team Elephant Sons. You know, it's a young team. Like what they told me, you know, before during COVID time, they were so worried about pandemic and they just wanted to get out. So they found this sport, cycling, and they formed the team Elephant Sons. I wasn't there at the time. I started a little late, but that's why I keep on telling Mr. D, you know, you want to push you to the league, but everything takes time, you know. But yeah, you know, they have so much passion for cycling, so they want to give back to the community, and that's why one of the reasons too, they give back through our classics every year. I think this is our second race for this season. So next year is going to be the third annual one, and we'll keep on doing it as much as we could, you know. But for now, congratulations, Keith. You deserve it, bro. Keep it up. Like D said, you're in the bigger leagues now, so. Yep.
Yeah. Nice, well done, Charlie. But yes, this is what we want from the fans and people who are watching. I'll give you exactly how this thing developed, right? So this is I don't know, Sunday evening, you know, past some people bedtime. It was probably, I don't know, maybe 8, 9 o'clock, and Roy and Travis were probably hanging out, having a couple of beers or whatever, relaxing after their Sunday ride, and of course watching the guys. And my phone rang. Roy, you know, I do a lot of business with Roy with vehicles. He's my, you know, like Charles said, he's the best in the business. So my phone rang, and I'm like, hello. It's like, D-Wade, I got one thing to tell you. I said, "Hey, young boy, rough." Now I say it in a Creole. I said, "Hey, young boy, rough." I said, "Who?" I said, "Keith." I said, "You know, watch the race then." I said, "Man, look, I just blown away. I just want to give that man something, man." I'm being Travis. I said, "Look at how what $1,000 song." He said, I said, "Yeah, that sounds great. Let's do it, no problem, you know." And like I said, that's how passionate these guys are and the great heart they have. Both those guys, they didn't have to do that. The majority, everyone else watched the race,
right,
and they're complaining about this and that and the other, right? You know what these guys did? They put their money where their mouth is, and so great job by them first and foremost. But here's even better lesson to be learned from all this. So I reached out to Keith's mom, and I said, "Robin, I have this offer for you guys." "Oh, great, yes. You know, Keith would be happy for that." And she's like, "Yeah, but you know what, D-Wade?" When I reached back out to her for account, I said, "Do you have an account number you want me to transfer this, you know, into for the guys to transfer it into you?" Right? Like, "Yeah, hold on, but you know, we're gonna go give it to the coach because the guys are gonna, you know, it's for the team. The guys are gonna share that, and they have a lot of expense, and they're racing together." So, no, if Keith's mom took the money for Keith, they deserve it. It was given to Keith, right?
Right.
Let's be clear. This was your donation. You know, other people would have given whoever they give to, right? But this is your fans. You know, fans of G-Flow and fans of you recognize the effort that you did out there. By the way, you rode that race, the grit, the tenacity, the passion that you rode with, which I saw as well, that they decided they're going to give this to you. So you guys could have easily, but again, why we shouldn't be talking about what happened and this one soft pedal, and that makes no sense at all, because the bigger picture, these guys are a family. And the first thing that came out of Robin's mouth was, "Hey, yes, but send this to the team." And I've got the text and everything else, and I sent it over to Travis, and that's what they did. They sent it over to the team and the coach, and they're going to do what they need to do with that, right? And that's a round of applause. And that's what we want. That's what we want people to do. You know, the sponsors and the donors did a fantastic thing, but the parent did exactly what I would recommend to do. And again, if they had taken the other way around and said, "Okay, great, this is for Keith and his, like you said, tuition, whatever," that's fine too, because he deserved it. But because they did that, I mean, that's tremendous, man. I mean,
the team.
yeah, I mean, yeah.
It shows that
The bond is
The
strong.
bond is strong, right?
Right.
And you know by doing that, because at some point these guys are gonna move on to the next level, and who knows, they might be on the same, UCI pro team or whatever. At some, they're gonna meet each other again, and gestures like that carry forward, right? So Ahmad and Devin and their other teammates, they're gonna ride their heart out when it's time to ride their heart out for whoever that next person is, and Keith is gonna do the same thing, right? So I mean, I can't be more prouder of these young men. And like I said before, and I say it again, any other juniors that are watching, I think these kids should be an example to them. And I know you guys are peers, but seriously, juniors that are watching, don't look at G-Flow as you're competing against them with envy or a jealousy. Look at them as they're doing things the right way, and I can do it the right way too, and I will strive to do it the right way so I can be more competitive with them and potentially beat them, right? And raise the level. So that raises their level up, and it raises your level up as well, right?
Can I elaborate?
Absolutely.
It's like, for example, with fans, they tend not to understand this fully because, you don't want to break their morals as a team, End of the day, you want to keep them bonded. End of the day, like what D-Way said, they're like a family, You go back and you see these negative comments and then they'll be like, it's true, like they start feeling left out. End of the day, it's one person, one group, they know their friendship, they know, you don't want to break that kind of bond, So end of the day, congratulations, like they say, it's one team combined by a solid squad, They made it happen, and it's a bond of friendship,
Andrew, you have anything else to add?
No, we have more guests, but I definitely want to say, I respect anybody who races bicycle. I respect you, Keith. You are a champion. You go down into the history books, and I see bright things happening for you. Like I said, you have the family support, you have the team support, and that are number one. Family, because whenever you go to a market, when you go to a market, you hear nice, right? They say when you go to a market, check your change, nobody nice, because nice was always be there, but you did an awesome job. You are the 2026 BL cross country champ. That goes down in history. Nobody can take it away from you. And so, I leave it to you. From you started riding with Kaya around the track. I remember I saw the picture this year. I said this kid will be a champion someday, right? And so it happened, and you could pat yourself on the shoulder. I see the amount of time your mom put into you, right? And the boys, like I said, when I always visit the shop, when I come like brothers. Sometimes I say, what? This is one big family, because we come as like brothers. I mean, everybody coming joking around. So I know how close the bond is with you guys, and I hope that nobody try to separate and cause any kind of animosity amongst you guys. But even at your tender age, you and early guys, people would throw things at you, and I noticed you guys just throw it over on the back, or just smile, and that will hold your address people, right? People will be people, they will say things, but be strong, continue the journey, and we look forward to see you, moving up, representing the country, and eventually maybe going full pro. So all the best.
Before we move on, obviously, we'll Keith say some more stuff, but Charlie, I want to also congratulate you on the progress that you've been making. I'm one of the guys that are hard on the younger guys, because when I was that age, they pushed me to ride at higher levels. So I'm proud of you and where you've came from to where you're at today. So perhaps you want to talk about your journey a little bit, and then also maybe your future plans. But I'm sure you're a very thoughtful guy and humble guy as well. You want to give some credit to your teammates as well. Maybe list those guys off.
I want to big up my team, Elephant Sons, again. Honestly, I got in with the team probably like roughly 2 years now, more or less. I was introduced to the team by Nigel Alvarado, who is we would call each other co-captain, because he's the captain, I'm the captain. And he got in a crash for cross country, so both of us went down, and that kind of put me in a bother, because now I kind of feel a bit terrified. I'll be honest. I feel scared, because end of the day, you have a family to tend to. You don't want to hurt yourself, and then you can't provide for them. A lot of sacrifices again. like what Mr. D. Wade said, for me, basically, I just try to stay competitive, try to have my team's name up there. As much as I could, I want to podium. That's my thing. Podium is key. If I could podium, I know I could put my team up, to all the sponsors, give them recognition, and that's one of my main goals, to show them that I am saying thank you, For me, for my future plans in cycling, yes, I would love to continue doing elite racing, but I don't have the time. Like, remember I told you when I started riding with Valvoline? It was so much work, so much demands, and I personally couldn't fulfill those demands at the time. Still can't, to try to juggle family, work. My schedule at work is crazy, so when you see me 3 o'clock in the morning putting hours, trust me, I want to win. But yes, I just want to say thanks to all the sponsors. The sponsors is who actually has me motivated to do well, I just want to kind of give up a little personal sponsorship to Mr. Stuart Garcia also. He has helped me a lot in cycling, and my cousin Dion Leslie, he has helped me too. A lot of my family, they give me motivations. They call me, they be like, you're not gonna win, you're wasting your time and stuff like that, and these things motivate me, I remember Mr. Palace used to say a lot of things about me, and like, you're not gonna win nothing, you're not. So he actually had to pay me the other day because I ended up winning, but it felt like a good feeling, like it satisfied my
proving them wrong, huh?
Right. And honestly, I might not have all the.
So I'm gonna challenge you.
Tell me.
You cannot get on a podium on the elite race.
Dang, that's hard. But not.
But you will.
Yes, I know. I say it's not possible. I also say it's a lot of commitment, and hopefully one day I could be there. So
you will.
I just want to say thank you guys for having me on the show tonight. Also, really appreciate.
You want to give some of your teammates, like, call them out and by name?
Sure.
Give them a.
I want to big up Nigel again. Really a good friend, end of the day. Behind the bikes, we're close friends. Off the bikes, like good acquaintance, it's just not a team. It's like a brotherhood. Elephant Sons is strictly brotherhood. We go beyond racing. So after the race, we would just go and just chill out, play pool with Mr. Trav, yes. We would just chill out and just talk stuff, family stuff too, End of the day, it's just more than cycling. It becomes a brotherhood. I want to big up my teammates. Also, Mr. Roger Brandt. He's one of the founders for Elephant Songs. Mr. Roy Enriquez, again, an ex-founder. I want to big up Dark Cano. It's a lot of us on the team, but some of them, because of family, again, they tend to be not consistent. Because we even have a sergeant on our team. We call him the police.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to big him up.
Rasta,
right.
Yeah.
I want to big him up. I want to big up Robinson, Robbie. He also rides for with us. Want to big up Taryn Tasher, our new member to the team, Oton Alvarez. I think it's like that. Oton, tennisman.
Oh, tennisman.
Right.
Okay.
I want to big up, who else I'm forgetting? Alex Pratt, Red Bull. Yes, he rode fantastic today. He brought back the brake because there was a couple of guys going and needed to recover a bit. And
Shane ride with you guys too, right?
Shane, yes, Shatta. That's what they
And the
call
next guy, when you again, what dance over, like when you again, with San Pedro, when you again.
San Pedro?
I used to have San Pedro in.
Oh yeah, you talk about Gray.
Mr. Charles, yes.
So apparently, guys, we need a little Elephant Sons social, so Charlie can be more in tune with his teammates,
right.
Or you guys will have to start riding aggressively so you're in front of the race with Charlie, so he knows who his teammates are.
The thing is that they like call me Ultra Torpedo because every time I tend to try to test their legs, and they tend to be like, leave him alone, just let him go.
Well, that's why you don't know your teammates, right? Yeah.
They tend to like, they don't want to ride with me because I ride too hard, but that's the only way to get stronger, you know.
Yeah.
I wanted to say thanks to John DeLong also, because he has been a friend, a true friend, because you know people take time out of their busy schedule to support you, and he has been there to support me. He coaches me, he helps me out. He actually, I feel like sometimes he sponsors me too, but I want to tell him thanks. I really developed a lot because of him, and we'll continue pushing what we would call more watts, you know. Watts on the tarmac.
Megawatts.
I kind of felt bad in the race today because I really wanted to win. I wanted to win in a solo fashion, but I just kept on pushing. I was really pushing hard. I got out of the saddle at the last minute and just tried to do 27, 28, and when Bob came past me, I don't know what he was doing. I was like, whoa. But end of the day, you know, I just tried to show, again, it's not like trying to give up, because, you know, those things break your morale. For example, like what Keith said, when you have 5 people and you have no, like, you don't know what in your mind is going through, you know. You're just pushing, and when you realize, oh, I'm here. We could do this, you know. You just push your body harder. I think I was head of D this morning, and right at the line, I just froze. I felt everything coming up. And I was like, you know what? My head gasket, it's gone. I blew it up. So I felt horrible after the race, but you know, that's the key. You know, push your body, suffering, cycling stuff.
It's even harder when you don't have any teammates.
I do have teammates.
No, me.
Oh yeah. All right. Well,
So from my
you saying you're coming across, so we'll be waiting.
Yeah, excellent. Keith, you want to give you a thank yous to your supporting cast?
So first of all, I want to big up God. Without God, I think I can't do anything. I want to big up my team sponsor, Mr. Glenn First. So a lot of people, even like bashing too for all kind of thing, but then I really say all the things that this man go through for cycling, you know. This man got we all about the spot, the race to try to get better, try to raise the level, I believe, you know. And I want to big up my mom, my entire G4 team, my teammates, you know. I feel like we do one of the best rides them Sunday, you know. We really ride as a team with very high chemistry. I want to big up Mr. Coleman, the whole service crew. You know, back then they guys that tell you for every time you go back for service, they want to make sure to eat. Hey, you need to do this, you need to do that, not do this, not do that. You know, I just want to build my entire family, especially my granny. My granny, I think she probably message me every morning. Either tell me you were yesterday, she must say tell me what she loves me. I want to big up my cousin and everybody, you know. I hope I don't forget nobody. I want to big up you guys for inviting me on the show. Special shout out to the Elephants and Steam and the Precision Auto Body Shop for this gift. You know, probably end up to split this with my teammates. Me and Ahmad, we actually head up to Cozumel for me and third for what elite race. Over say comes.
Fantastic.
All right. Well, guys, you know, time to fly by when you have fun. We could have stayed all night and talk cycling again, but we still have 2 more guests to come on the show. So we want to thank you guys again. Thank you, Charles.
Thank you too, guys. Thank you.
Awesome to name.
Yeah. And Charlie, thanks. Good luck this Sunday.
Yeah, also to you. The goal again, podium.
Yeah.
You know, just try my best and see when the big players move.
You want me to give you a secret? Because you like be aggressive sometimes when I think
I'm
you're
not going to be
necessary.
aggressive. I'm not going to be aggressive.
So I give you a secret. You want a podium?
Stay with you.
No. You want to podium? Listen, I will stay with you when you do this though. Follow Henry Moreira, Kent Bob Gabriel, Bob
Campos.
No.
Campos?
Yeah, no. Kent Bob Gabriel, Henry Moreira, and Brandon Catus.
Right.
Guarantee you, if you move with those guys Sunday,
Sir up.
you're on podium. So you just figure out where you want for podium first, through fourth, right? And then when you do that, I will follow up on your train.
Gotcha.
So that day, right? And so if you could stick to that, Charlie, yeah, difficult. If you could stick to that, and you go all the way to like Chatham Bridge, and you drop that power you have, because you have some amazing power. I follow you and I follow all the other guys there, and I tell you, I know like the difference between the wattage that you push on the other guys there, and you, if you feel good and you do that and work, and you drop it by Chatham Bridge, Then we no problem.
You can't give me the secret. You tell me after the scenes.
No, I'm just telling you. I mean, you don't forget about that. So when we start, but anyways.
What can I be on still now?
I just want I forgot to mention one more sponsor, RC Brokerage. They have been behind us also, you know. Thanks again, RC Brokerage and Precision Auto Body Works. If you always need to, you know, like quotation or whatever to fix your vehicle, not charge me, you know.
Yeah.
If you need to fix your vehicle, look out. Roy Enriquez is a guy, best guy, and you know you'll get your money worth.
Yeah, I also got two people I actually forget. I know I'm forget. So people, I show big up Elwood Miller. I didn't tell me to come so you know. Elwood Miller, he was like a very special person to me. Like a mentor. I always message here, like check for me, make sure I do good. I'm just do it. I feel like my mom get jealous and miss it, so that do it that man next month. She always look up for me.
Yeah, she's fantastic. Not only with you guys, but recently she helped out Gabby Arnold in the you know, I helped set that up, and she was so helpful. So, but those people are like that, you know. Those are people that are stepping forward for cycling and helping people along. But Keith, I'm gonna leave you with this, and I always try to leave young people with this. Again, stay hungry, stay humble, and hardworking. Hungry, humble, and the 3H. Right? Once you could do that, bro, like junior is a breeze, then elite, you're gonna be there because you're gonna be hungry, you're gonna get in the gym, you're gonna do some gym work, and you'll be hardworking, and you'll be competitive, and then when you get to the next level you need to. And then in life, in the whole game of life, you'll become a leader and you'll perform in life just like how you perform in cycling. You're a top athlete in cycling, top rider. In life, you'll be a top person as well. Whatever you choose to be, right? Staying humble, hungry, and hardworking.
Good advice.
Folks, with that said, we take a break and we'll back with another guest.
Good night.
As the Wheel Turn has been brought to you by Southern Queen Products, Healthy Hair, Radiant Skin, Royal Confidence, Sensible Guess, and 3.14 Pi.
Hear me now. This is a Soul Fire production. Soul Fire production.
As the wheels turn, every Thursday night at 6:30. As the wheels turn, racing through the streets and through the hills. As the wheels turn, every Thursday night we pedaling. As the wheels turn, streaming live with Third on us. So yes, I sit and watch as the wheel turns. My bike is where I get my thrill. Up and down, riding through the hills. I have no fear as I climb and change my gear. Through the valley so steep, now we on the street. Yeah. As the wheels turn, every Thursday night at 6:30. As the wheels turn, racing through the streets and through the hills. As the wheels turn, every Thursday night we pedaling. As the wheels turn, streaming live with Third on us. So yes.
Welcome back. Final set of guests, man. We feel like we have celebrity now, D.
Well, we do. We have the next generation of up and coming superstars. You know, Keith Enright just exiting, and then we have these two young men here who are going to be introducing themselves. I don't think by now they don't need any introduction from us. We'll just let them tell the viewers who they are.
Good night, everyone. My name is Jamal Tabala Jr. I'm representing Dangriga. Yeah, I'm a junior cyclist.
Sure. Good night, everybody. My name is Ahmad Jerndan.
I'm a youth cyclist and currently riding for a G4 cycling team.
AKA the War Tank. Welcome, guys. Man, this weekend the junior cross country was lit up. The tarmac was lit up. It was full of excitement. I mean, you guys provided a ton of excitement for the fans, and we know how passionate fans are, right? And we always tell them, take it easy. You know, understand these guys. It's hard work out there. Jamal, you rode. You know, I mean, you rode your heart out. I know, you know, you came this close to winning and become it in the history book double because you might be the junior cross country champ and you might be the first whatever, but you know, Keith edged you out by just, you know, milliseconds or something. But great job. I mean, you know, what can I say? I'm glad that I'm just a commentator and not on the bike, because I know the suffering to ride a bike is tough, but to race a bike is total suffering. So, you know, I have to commend you, young men. We always mention that we prefer, say, young kids get into sports than be on the street. And Ahmad, I saw where you come from. You know, the small kid came with a 50-pound bike, and what you are today. I mean, it's so amazing. I'm proud that I'm a part of it. That I feel very proud that when I could look and I say, something, I remember that young kid stopping at the shop, said, I want to ride Mr. Dones, and you know what you ride Elite Kids race, and what you guys are now. I mean, I don't believe that Jamal, because Dad just always he wanted son ride, and now you guys are on top of the chain. But welcome to the show. D, I think you have some questions.
Yes. So first and foremost, obviously, you know, I know a little bit about Jamal, not as much as the other guys. The other guys have been doing this a little bit longer than you, a little bit more consistent than you. It seems like you have been rising here. You know, your talent level is starting to show now. So first off, tell us a little bit about the history, about, you know, kind of where you started from, how you got into cycling, and then tell us about like your preparation, your motivation, what is driving you currently to be the best you can be.
So basically, well, I wasn't really like, I wouldn't say I wasn't into cycling like that, but when we moved to Stone Creek, my grandfather Francisco Flores, you know, he was, you know, always telling me about, you know, if I go on the bike, I will be a very good rider, and you know, that actually kind of motivated me to want to start ride, and I actually started riding on a mountain bike, riding into Dangriga and riding back to where we used to live. And first time going on the bike, it was a lot of suffering, I'm not gonna lie, but I loved it from I started. And you know, my uncle Chevon Flores, he actually gave me my first racer bike, and that's when I started to ride. I was really excited when I got the bike, and from ever since then I started to train for a whole year straight. And the only time I do get delays when I don't train is when either I get injured or we either go out the country. So yes, what keeps me motivated to ride is my family. You know, without my family, I think I wouldn't even be here. They drive me every day, especially my mom, my dad. You know, every minute they yell at me because I make simple mistakes. But you know, that's what they're supposed to do, and I'm really grateful for them. And yeah.
I mean, fantastic. Tell us a little bit about the training that you did leading up to cross country. Obviously, junior cross country is a big deal, you know, with your father being a champion. Obviously, I'm sure you had some input in that. But what kind of rides you were doing? What kind of preparation as far as like nutrition and rest and so you may know?
Well, well, I go to high school, so every day we come out 3:30. So, like as school finish, I'll get ready and train, because most of the time I'm on the road at night training, and I really like training at the night because you know there's not much vehicle and it's not hot. So, schoolwork, sometimes it's kind of hard because you know I never miss a day of training. I always try to train every day, and yeah, I study. I'm an honor roll student also.
Hold on. That right there is the win, right? You're winning already for me. You're like a big champion already, because at the end of the day, that's what's gonna matter. But it shows again, you see how great these kids are and the sacrifice, and then to see anything negative out there honor roll student. He's getting out of school directly on his bike, coming back tired as hell, having to eat and do homework. Wake up the next day and repeat again, right? But go ahead, sorry, I just had to big you up on that.
Yeah, like I said, I'm an honor roll student. I always try to stay on top of my schoolwork, you know, and nutrition. You know, that's where my mom come in. You know, she's always behind me of taking my vitamins, you know, drinking the herbs because she's like a herbalist and she always takes care of me, and she'll be forcing me to drink whatever and take whatever, and she always tells me to always take my vitamins in the morning, and you know what, I love her for that because you know she's always there behind me, and you know I have the support, and you know not everyone has the support, so I'm really grateful for that. But yes.
Fantastic. I want to, before I hand it over to Andrew, I also want to commend you on your international exposure coming back from the Pan Am Games. Thank you for representing Belize, and thank you guys for a strong ride yourself as well. But Jamal, continue being hungry and being humble and hardworking. It sounds like you have those traits locked in. Thanks to your parents, your support team. I know Animal Flores very well, and I know he was a superstar in his time. So you're coming from a serious bloodline of some serious cyclists. Being your dad, like I said, a former champion, the Animal Flores, and even Siobhan as well. You could see the talent there too. So continue doing what you're doing, man. We're proud of you, Andrew.
Yes. Now, coming on to young Ahmad Charrington. Ahmad, the beauty about you never seems that you're under pressure. Even in your regular life, you come at the shop, then guys won't joke, you smile, it seems that nothing gets under your skin. I want to know, what part with all this, I mean, somebody passed a remark and said, Ahmad is 14, but it's something like somebody done in the 30s, the amount of, the ride smart, then he can think under pressure. But I go up close on the motorcycle and I look into his face and see, is he suffering? And I said, no, he's not. But Ahmad, I want to ask, do you feel any kind of pressure? I mean, just your riding style. When I watched it and I said, look at that kid, look at his effort. He look effortless, like he just gliding along on your bike. Like, you sure I'm not on a bike? I'm just kidding, right? But Ahmad, I want you to talk to the fans, man. Ever since you started to ride and you start to climb up and you start to beat the bigger guys and you start to train harder, but it seems that you listen and you pay attention and you excel so fast. I mean, you are the talk of the tongue. Honestly, you are the talk of the shop, and in the Caribbean around, people know who Ahmad Charrington is. They know you as the war tongue. But Ahmad, maybe you could, you have this the opportunity for telefans. What makes Ahmad of cycling?
Yes, sir. So when I'm just start out cycling, I also go for the rides here because when I start cycling serious, that when here also when they come back. So by the time me here, Devin and Keith go for this ride, and that Keith and Devin were more advanced than me at that time, so they was always try to attack me. I think so. When they attack me, we made go 26 miles an hour. I can't go no more, but I'm in the state because I don't want to be the last one at back at that time. There, he had tigers with the run, so I don't want to be left. So that just motivate me to be better and cycle and keep up with the guys there. And why I always go around the bike shop, because even though Mr. Barney, they might be old, they have a lot of experience in this game, and so even though they tell me fool, joke around with me, they also talk a lot of things that make pretty much good sense. So they teach me how to ride races. That's basically why I like hanging around the old guys, I think, because I learn a lot from them. Sure. Yeah.
And you didn't start with no top of the line bike. I remember your first bike, like I said, we were almost 50 pounds. And then eventually the student about to send us bike. And after that, it took off. But your transition from that 40-pound bike, when you get on the next bike, where much lighter, you made it fly. I mean, that's what I say. I wonder if the bike have an engine the way where you ride. But you eventually joined the G-Flow cycling team. You train with the guys, and you have been excelling like crazy. I I know you said you have a personal coach, which is Corey Williams, right?
Yes, sir.
What is a typical week for Ahmad? What kind of miles or what you do? You do specialized training, and you do what's training, you know,
Yes, sir. So we don't really train by miles, we train by hours. So
by hours.
like before coming on to the cross country, we had like almost a 20-hour week. But I'm like pretty much where the pros did, you know. And during that week that we had efforts, like so long 8-minute efforts. So the 8-minute efforts that we actually helped me familiar out there, so they run so long in a curl headwind. And a week now might look like for me, I like, you know, start off week with so simple recovery, and then the Tuesday I jump right into effort. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Someone had mentioned that when they saw you line up in one of the elite races, they said, someone said, "Oh, an Australian young boy," or whatever. Maybe you could tell the folks what you gain from racing along elite riders, and what you believe that you gain, you know, racing against elite riders, and you have elite riders fearing when they hear Ahmad line up, then say, "But me on them because the young boy make it look bad, so I can't learn because he blow me to smithereens." But what are some of your gains being competitive along with the elite riders?
Some of my gains being competitive with elite riders, because sometimes when I ride the elite races, that because Javin or Chav now want to ride, and the chemistry they have, they would have come up to me and see how we feel, like be able to win a race. But I wouldn't have said be able, right? But because when that time for they go down the road, we have to take care of the peloton about them, make sure we do everything. But it's serious. So how would I say I get a lot of chemistry, a lot of experience. Like I learn for ride a race like with high speed, even for my own, for sure.
Amazing.
Yeah.
You have a question for me?
Yeah, fantastic job, Ahmad. Obviously, you know, I know you very well. We ride together, training rides. Yeah, a lot of time you're out there. That's what I'm saying. There's no surprise of what he's doing. You know, obviously he works very hard and he's talented. You know, so I'm just enjoying the journey, watching him do what he's doing. I mean, he's winning. You said elite races against top elite guys, so that's very impressive. You know, I know you've said this many times, Ahmad, but tell us about some of the people that you like to credit for, you know, where you're at today.
Sure. Some of the people I like to credit Mr. Glenn Flowers, because I'm the person that said interested in me, I give me a jersey if you know, have me up there right now. Mr. Nigel Stewart, Ms. Rita Thompson, you know, they are two people who always look out for me, ask me whenever I need something, just tell them. But I really like tell people when I try to get it for my own. So then my ma, you know, Miss Robin, Mr. Alton Hope, Mr. Coleman Williams, Miss Des, the Double R Diva family, which includes Tim, CJ, Justin, my coach Corey, and everybody. Yes, sir.
Fantastic, excellent.
And also my family.
Excellent, very good. And what's your goal as far as cycling is concerned? And also, I know you're a good student as well. You're in the third form right now at St. John's College, correct?
Yes, sir.
What's your goal academically, and also what's your goal cycling? If you can let us know.
Sir, my goal academically is like to you know, just graduate with honors, but you know, the honors I always miss it by like 0.1 or 0.5 or something like that. I always give out lucky at the time and stuff. But cycling wise, to just go World Tour Pro and be the first Belizean to ride one of the races there where we never ride before, like Tour de France.
Fantastic.
You see how big the money thing?
Well, I mean, I said that all the time. You gotta dream big, right? There's nothing wrong with dreaming big and believing. It's you against the world, right? You gotta take that mentality when it's your dream. It's nobody else's dream, and you can't rely on. Although, let's say you have teammates, right? You're very close to those teammates. They have other dreams too, but they may say, you know, I want to win the junior cross country. I want to win an elite race, and that's good with them, and they want to move on to different things, right? But if your dream is to be world tour. A professional rider, that is your dream, and you have to live that, you have to breathe that, right? You can't listen to nobody else. You have to listen to Ahmad, and you have to understand to Ahmad what it takes to be that, right? It's great to say that, but really understand. And I think you're smart enough and mature enough to understand what it takes to be that, right? So you look at what it takes, and you study these world tour riders. You kind of study what they're doing, how they got there, and you emulate that. You try to be like that. And right now you're doing a fantastic job at it. I want to a lot of things that people don't see that I see actually racing with him and watching him quite a bit is that how humble he is. Ahmad is truly an individual who's not going to say anything in the race. He doesn't change his emotion.
Exactly.
And he just dominates, and he just rides hard. And I wish more the other guys can do that and follow. Even the older riders would follow this young man. You know, at 14 years old, and the level of maturity, and I'm sure, and I see it, where older riders are coming at you, trying to knock you off your game, right? And he just stayed poised. And man, if you can carry that on, which I have no doubt that you will. I mean, you'll achieve great things in this sport. And like I said, don't let anyone tell you that you cannot do what you're dreaming. That's your dream, and you just, you know, grind and believe and live that dream every day, right? So, yeah.
First speech, like I said.
I had a question for you, Jamal. How important is coaching to a rider? How important is, especially to you? And then you could say, who's your coach though?
Well, I think it's really important because without the proper training, well, if you're not training properly, well then you're just riding, you know. My coaches can go cool, and ever since I started training with him, my performance increased drastically. And he's a very good coach, I could say. You know, he stays on top of stuff. He makes sure that I do my workouts, but he doesn't necessarily have to do it because I make sure I do it, and I am always on top of my game. So yes.
So sounds like this young man is really in love with cycling. So currently, this is the way the game has changed, because you're training by a power meter, right?
Yes, sir.
And hours on the bike and doing specific workouts. You've got. I'm pretty sure, you know, like your long rides, you have to maintain a certain watts, right, for that ride. You know, most of the rides you're doing zone 2, correct?
Yes, sir.
And then your zone 2 with efforts. And the efforts that you're doing, are those like max effort? When you do, like, let's say you do a 4-minute block, are those max efforts?
No, not really. But
Okay.
it's like around 330 watts to 340 watts.
So you're holding 340 for 4 minutes? Or you're averaging 340 for 4
I can
minutes?
do 330 for 8 minutes. For my 8 minutes interval, I do 330 watts average.
Fantastic. So that's why he's
But it's the same as I thought that Ahmad do 350 watts. Somebody say, how you know Ahmad, I have a big bike, big pan, and bike. Oh, okay, Ahmad do.
but with your Garmin, you can actually tap into their power meter and stuff like that too. And you know, but I mean, the game's changed, and like I said, the people who are excelling are the folks who are doing things the right way, Andrew. If you notice, these young men are really hardworking and coachable. That's the next thing.
Right.
Young people, no matter how talented they are, you have to be coachable, right? Ahmad said, the older guys at the shop, he's not back and forth with them, disrespect. He's listening and taking in. Although they're joking around, he's picking up things from them. He's got his coach, obviously. They're working by the numbers. They know what they're doing and what they're capable of doing. So I mean, I'm amazed and proud of you know what they're doing, and it shows that the right coaching works as well. You know, obviously Ken Gokul has been interjected into cycling here in Belize, and he's been doing a tremendous job. I think probably we credit Mr. Glenn Flowers for getting him linked to the Belizean cyclists. If you remember correctly, he's worked with Derek Chavarria. You see where Derek is now. He's worked with Javin Gonzalez, right? He's worked with these young men here, you know, and he has risen quite quickly, right?
Yep, of course.
So it shows that the precise training. So it's a science, Andrew. It's not just going out there and riding, you know. It's actually a science and understanding exactly what you can do. So when the time comes for you to be where you need to be, your wattage that you've done in training shows that you're capable of doing that and you're comfortable when the war starts, right? I also want to commend you on bouncing back from that injury. You fell in last year's cross country, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, unfortunately, but you bounced back, and then he came with a second. That's a huge.
Yep.
That's a huge performance by you. And then I mean, you had these strong young bulls around you, and you pulled out a second place. Even I'm sure you wanted to win, but I'm sure you're satisfied with. You're happy with that as well, right?
But the second place?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm alright with that, you know. I come a long way. Last year I didn't finish the race, but from there, when I didn't finish, that really motivated me to, you know, want to do the sport like really more. Wanting me to take the sport to another level. I also want to take it to the world tour also, because, you know, anything I put my mind to, I could do it. I won't let anybody demotivate me. I won't let anyone's opinions demotivate me. It's me, myself. It's only me who can make it happen. So you have to think it.
Yeah, believe it.
Believe
And
it.
do you have another year at junior?
No,
Or
this is my last
This is
year.
your last year. Okay, from here it's the elite peloton. All right,
Yeah.
excellent.
I have a question for you, Ahmad. I know time to go, but we have to get this in. Ahmad, when you broke away at mile 34, and you get the time check to come along, what was going through your mind? I mean, up till you got caught.
I mean, when I broke away, I'm like, alright, that's why I have to sit here then. No looking back, and then I constantly made that say a time gap to say, like, measure what the amount of power I could do for keep the peloton at a certain gap. So when I reached the city, I could probably like by 8 miles, I could like open it the farther. But then I remember Mr. Coleman come up to me and he like, well, just continue. You could, cause I want to think Mr. Coleman would have, you know, try telling me if you wait for my teammates. Whereas so we know how to plan to go into this race. So he made the coach me and tell me just, you know, stay hydrated and you could do this, you could go far, you have to sit in. Then I'm like, I can't do that time, I can promise to anyone that it will be either out or there for it, because I have 3 more years to win it, like I said. And anything could happen in another 3 years, but even if I win it or not, I will still feel great that I give my teammate the chance to make history. Yes, sir.
Excellent, and that's very commendable. That's a very noble thing to do. You know, obviously that's your decision. You know, if you had continued and held it off, I'm sure we would have been happy for you as well. But I think, with your work ethic, anything can happen. But we're not going to be thinking about anything negative happening. We're thinking about you're going to come back next year, and you're going to win this, and you can potentially win it back to back. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, which is definitely attainable. I think currently, when I look at competition-wise, Aaron Pope, who else is out there?
On Aaron Pope right now.
Right.
I think Misfits team was still there. Stefan and
Oh, I was talking about winning. Yeah.
Yeah. But
They have Aaron Pope. The young man's not there. Stefan is still there.
Stefan, Aaron, how about
I think
Enrique?
Enriquez though. Enriquez,
He's gonna be there.
so,
Okay. But in my opinion, I think Ahmad is a little bit at a higher level right now than those kids. Those kids are great kids as well, and potentially they can get up there. But I think if I go on a limb, if everything stays the same and Ahmad continue doing what he needs to do, obviously with some more exposure that he's going to be having, because the next thing now that everyone's talking about is how do we get Ahmad into the real environment where that dream of becoming a world pro cyclist is definitely attainable. The path to that, right? Maybe perhaps get on some type of a developmental team, for younger guys. So that's the next move. So, who knows? Perhaps that's your goal, and you're not even focusing on junior cross country. Perhaps you're just pushing that. So there are great things in the future for Ahmad, and again, big respect to him for being so mature to say, it was his decision to say, hey, I'll make sure I secure this win for either Devin or Keith.
I have a question for Jamal too. So Jamal, somewhere around mile 9, that came up to you and he whispered, he shouted something at you. I'm not sure if he tended to attack, but you start to attack. You eventually got away with David Major coming almost into the city. You guys had a few seconds gap, and Ahmad, Keith, and Ryan. What was going through your mind knowing that you are right up front to potentially win this race? I mean, you push hard, and even at the end, you still had the legs to sprint. So, now that the race is over, maybe you could say what your dad said to you and how you were feeling at the moment.
Well, well, when I started the attack, I knew that, I can't bring none of these guys to the line because I know that they're all sprinters and they cannot sprint me. So I decided to, start attacking them. So if we do go to a sprint, the legs won't, like, they're either going to be locking up or, so that I maybe have a chance, So when me and Devin went out in the break, all that was going through my head is that, I just want to continue to ride till I reach the finish line, but he didn't want to help work, so I attacked him like 2 times up there, and then I saw, when I looked back, I saw Ryan, time trying coming straight to me, so yo, and then I just, and then I just say, you know what, I will just wait, and then when we reached the Chetamal Bridge, I did the next attack up that bridge, and all I was just trying to do was let them go, so that I have a chance of trying to win this race, but unfortunately, these guys are strong, so it's not an easy task to do, so yes.
Well, the thing is, you gave it your all. You were not fighting, not that anything, you were not fighting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And at the end, although he's not a sprinter, he was second.
Second.
So you never know what can happen in those races, so you definitely have to try. So excellent job, good, great work.
Yeah. Guys, time really go. I mean, I wish I could have stayed and continue, but you are taking part in a race shortly coming up, you said?
Yes, sir. Racing Cozumel.
Cozumel, okay. What date is it on?
May 3rd.
May 3rd.
But they might have a criterium May 2nd, so
okay.
if we reach early, we might try to do that.
Do both of them?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any final questions?
No, but I definitely wanted to say to Jamal first, continue the great work. I'm very, very proud to hear that that you are an honor roll student as well. So that makes it even more special that you're doing that and cycling, and not only just riding your bike, you're competing at a high level and was right there to win one of the biggest races on your calendar. So great job again. Without the support of the parents and the support of the sponsors and the support of everyone who is involved in these young men's lives, what they're doing would not be possible, as you said, as he said. And if your mom's listening, I'm open to the herbal stuff as well. So you could tell your mom D-Wade is interesting because I like the natural things, and obviously it worked, right? Because you're
definitely yes.
Yes. All right. So moms, please, let's hope that another race. I'm interested. But continue doing what you're doing, young man. I'm sure your family is extremely proud of you. And all the best. May all your dreams in cycling and in your educational journey come to light. And remember, right? Hungry, humble, hardworking. And for you, Ahmad, the same thing. I enjoy hanging out with you, riding with you, talking to you. I'm always trying to catch a little ride with him when he's training out there after my race. I turn back, or when I see him, we ride. He's a great kid. Not only that he's a great person, but he likes to pace too.
Mm-hmm.
And us, we like the young guys to pace. So thanks, Ahmad, for always pacing. And he keeps nice, steady 20 miles an hour, so I can still get my workout in and extra miles, and it becomes easy. But thanks for doing those little things and for staying humble always. And like I said, he is truly, I say this, I've said this before, and I say it again, he is truly a role model and should be a role model for the other young guys. This is the way to be. Never opens his mouth, and always performing, right? So working hard. You know, if he's training, you know, he'll talk to you and stuff like that, and very friendly. But like, you know, always yes sir. You know, thank you, and things like those things go.
Humble out
Yeah,
that word.
those things go a long way, bro. So your parents and whoever is around you I want to say thanks to them. They did a fantastic job to you, and keep making them proud, and remember the 3 H's, right? The humble, hungry, and hardworking, and the sky is the limit. You know, also again a great student, you know, from my alma mater, SJC. You know, he's going to be graduating here in a couple of years and continuing his education. So, thank you, bro.
Yeah. So Jamal, do you big up what you want to do?
Actually, brother list, cause
Go ahead,
I don't
man.
want to forget anyone.
Yes, what?
So I just want to give a special thank you to Mr. Galando for believing in me. Our club sponsors, Dangriga, Land Developers, Belize Bank, Dr. Louis Zawani, Impact Dangriga, Whip and Champion Proper Fix. I also want to big up Sharbel Gas Station and the Usher 30th Factory and Harmony Bliss. Another special thank you to my Ken, my coach Ken Goku, for helping me get in the best shape every day. My granddad for taking me to train every day. Yes, I really thank him because he's always there with me. I want to big up my high school, my teachers and my classmates, because when I reached school one day,
Nice.
you know, as I reached school, they were just waiting for me to reach so that they could have big me up and, you know, patronize. So,
Yeah.
So tell me something. Did the teachers slack off on a little bit of assignments, homework? For your-
yes.
for at least a week, right? To recover.
Yeah. I also want to big up my personal sponsors, my family, my uncle Amar, my auntie Therese, and my cousin Rayson. And I just want to big up my entire family. I want to big up my entire family. I thank you, my parents, and everyone else, and my teammates, Jason and Vince. Thank you.
Coach.
Yeah, good.
You said your coach.
Jamal, do you big up?
Your coach already. Yeah.
Sure, I also big up my mom, Miss Melanie Steen. Miss Glenn Flowers, the owner of our team, will always push us to our best. Just make you know, he always still thought we give we prep up before the race, just to tell we how he want we ride this race and not be afraid of anybody. I also big up Miss Anajo Stewart out of Boston, Miss Rita Thompson, my family, Sakal, like I said, Miss Liz, Tim, CJ, Justin, my coach Corey Williams, my whole family, my sister, my auntie, my cousin, everybody out of the race Sunday. And you know, my teammates there, Jashan, Malachi, Devin, Keith, the guys for the elite team, Kenyon, Levy, you know, Kenyans around. Sir, thanks.
Awesome. Well, folks, this was a special night. I feel so blessed to, you know, be with some young superstars of cycling. I mean, you know, I watch you guys grow from babies basically, and you know, have become household names now. I mean, people all over the world know that only Belize. You guys have made a mark in cycling, and you know, we hope that you guys continue to make yourself proud, make Belize proud, make your family proud, make the entire nation proud. So keep up the good job, and you know, hopefully we see you guys in the pro level. But if you got to make sure, remember me, you know, make sure say, okay, remember the old man, Mr. Donis, man, shout out my name, right? D-Wade, your closing words?
Yes. Again, thanks. I'm very privileged to be on this show. Obviously, meeting these young men has always bring me some joy and the feeling of youth when I see them there. You know, like I said, so it's good to be around good people, right? You know, don't let anyone change you guys. Like seriously, like as you move through the peloton, always remember, you know, just do your thing, mind your own business, and work hard, right? Everything else is going to take care of itself. As long as you do those things, you don't have to worry about anything. You don't have to worry about who's marking your wheel. You don't have to worry about, as long as everyone's riding, you know, how you're supposed to ride your races. The talent and the hard work will definitely show. And like they say, the cream always rises to the top. And you guys right now are the cream of the cream, and that's why you're rising to the top, right? So don't worry about, people are going to try to attack you, mentally, emotionally. They're going to try to attack you because they can't attack you physically, right? So they're going to come that way. Just remember to be strong and ride your race and do what you know how to do best, right? Forget all that other stuff, and you guys will continue being champions. So that's kind of what I want to leave you guys with. And again, to the viewers, please continue supporting cycling in a positive way. Let's not get too caught up in the emotional part of it, and let the teams do what they need to do. As long as these individuals are being supported, like they said, with the nutrition, with the vitamins, with the financial stuff part of it, everything else will play out. And they've got a team that they have to report to, and just kind of remember that. If I was a fan out there, I'd be rooting for everyone. Of course, we'll all have our favorites, and that's totally fine. But if someone else wins, there's not an excuse. It's that person is well deserving. I can tell you, these young men that are winning today, Andrew, they all deserve to win because they're doing things the right way. They're very, very hardworking, committed to what they're doing. I mean, like this kid is going to be he's going to be a solid elite rider. Just the fact that I know how much, I don't know him that well, but I can tell you that he loves cycling.
Mm-hmm.
He loved the sport first and foremost, and he comes from the talent. But you have to love it too.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So he has the talent, and then he loves it, and he's going to work hard. He's going to be great. Right? So
his grandfather was a great rider. I mean, when Animal first had to ride, he ride mountain bike from Belize to Placentia. He won that. His dad came along and won the junior cross country, and he was a great cyclist. And now, third generation, he's here, and so when I said they chip no, they
chip no fall
far
from the
block
block.
or something like that. Yeah, but awesome, man. I mean, yep. Yes, folks. In closing, I want to say a big thank you to all the folks who tune in. I want to thank all the guests who came on the show tonight. We apologize again. We don't have the time for give no prize. We have to find some other ways for maybe we have to pre some things up for win prize because the show time is
Shop talk. Shop talk.
I honestly was suggest that.
Yeah, so we have to.
Friday's gonna be your prize until all these races gonna get.
Yeah, because it's
because next weekend, next Thursday gonna be a issue again with the weekend warrior. I mean, we'll talk a lot about that. So.
Exactly.
So maybe Friday's giveaway tomorrow.
Yep. Have a rough day because we love the next thing. I work like crazy.
Andrew, what's important here? The show or fixing bikes? Come on.
Why? I don't know. You know something? If they may pay me for the show and for stream completely, then I could give up bike and teach somebody for work on bikes or whatever. But because this is another love for me. But I'm swamped with work and with streaming and keeping cycling. But because of the passion for it, compliments, but also I take some heat too. I'm bombarded sometimes, but I can't please everybody, and I try to. I try to be as neutral as possible. I try not to get into trouble, and sometimes things do happen. You do get into trouble, but I try my best to keep things peace. I don't want to go to war. I want to be peace. I'm a peaceful person. My peers have taught me to always out the fire, right? The only fire we can set the fire upon the tarmac. But Dee has always been a great co-host to me. Enjoy being in studios. A lot of nice questions. You show the positive thing to these kids, and I want to continue as long as the Lord allows me to. I'll be out there Sunday again, streaming races. We leave and that race will definitely be exciting. But once again, thanks each and everyone who tuned in tonight. Thanks, Mr. Kevin Logan, for the food or tires. Georgian behind the scenes. My dad and I started taking care of ruction and destruction. That's a whole thing, My two little babies, we call it ruction and destruction, right? So when you hear Mr. Donny say ruction and destruction, and I understand, I want to big up the crew there in Guyana here. I have a big following in Guyana. I mean, I learned that this morning. Big Harry said, Donis, everybody know you like Guyana? He said, you're a star there? I said, be a star. He said, yes. He said, everybody wants to hear cycling. They put on a thing, he says cycling is very popular in Guyana. So he said, you have a big following there and all over the Caribbean. So guys like you make me, mix people know me too. So thanks again. We're closing. Again, thank everyone. And last but not least, I want to thank my beautiful wife at home working hard. With that said, folks, have a blessed Thursday night. See you guys Sunday morning as the tarmac lit up with fire. D-Wayne and the guys got the tarmac from flame, and a lot of rivalry, a lot of rivalry on the road. So
Yeah, we got SPD. I saw SPD was in the.
yes, we see the 2 other person coming, but I don't know the time I have to go to the
Alright.
show, so I don't know.
Yeah.
So tomorrow I have some other folks dropping in and saying a few words. But once again, folks, a pleasant good night to each and every one. Thanks again. Peace. We are out.
As the wheels turn, every Thursday night we pedaling. As the wheels turn, racing through the streets and through the hills. As the wheels turn.